everybody. Welcome to Cards and Sharps. How you doing? Good. Doing pretty good myself. Alright. Went to Walgreens today, and while there, I just dropped by the toy section, see if they had any of the... I'd seen these before. These Fairfield boxes, kind of mixed bag of items, almost like a grab bag kind of thing. So I picked up a couple of these since it's football season. I grabbed a couple of football, and I did grab some baseball too. That we'll do it another time. But I've seen folks pull these on YouTube before, and occasionally they get some decent stuff. And on the box down there at the bottom, it claims 1 in 4 contain a hit. Now, don't know what they consider a hit, but we will see. Alright, we'll open this one first, since it's got a pack of something newer, because it's got Dwayne Haskins on the front. So let's get the gripping and ripping here. A lot of loose cards in there, and looks like a couple of packs maybe. Alright, let's knocking all my guys over there. We get Paul Hornung put back in place, and we'll get Zeke back in there diving for a touchdown. Alright, let's see what we got. We got all kinds of loose cards here. And when they say 1 in 4 contain a hit, does that mean in the pack? Or does that mean just randomly mixed in with all these loose cards? First off, 2019 Leaf Draft, which I have had a box of 2019 Leaf Draft, and I'm going to say very underwhelmed with those, so not too excited about that. And I also know the hits with them are not in the packs. If you get by their boxes, they have 2 autographs per box, and they put them in loose in top loaders. So we know that ain't going to be the hit. All right, we got Darren McFadden, and that says hit on it. Does that mean they're hit? Looks like a Sage card. Alright, then we got Quentin Coriat, Ezra Tualo, wild card. It's like a early 90s, 91, whatever that was. James Jones. We got a Donruss. It's like about a 2016. Paul Warfield, upper deck. There's looks like about a 93 Bowman, and it is. I recognize that. Never had any Bowman football, but I had plenty of the 93 Bowman baseball, so looks like the same look as we had on the baseball. Ooh, there's a unique looking card. That's a Bowman's Best from 99 of Gary Brown. We got Mark Duper in there, and then we got Redskins. We got Charles Mann. There's the 1990 Topps, when Topps did football. We got a little bit of everything in here. doesn't look like we're going to get a lot of value, which I wasn't expecting it. And these were not that expensive. It was only like $4.99 or something like that for the box. So, actually, this will be kind of fun to go back in 88 tops. This will be kind of fun. Just sit back and look at later. Just kind of reminisce. Seeing some guys here I hadn't heard of or thought about in years. Pro Line, I remember those. Had a few Pro Line cards back. This is from '91. I've seen a lot of those back in those days. There's Dickerson there. Harris Barton. There's that Pro set from 1990. A very, very plain, non-glossy finish to those. Got a Fleer from 99. Henry Ellard. It's a Top Archives reprint. Nice. Mark Duper again. Pro set. The Top Finest. Michael Barrow. Rookie Star. LT. You can see these Pro Line and some of these cards from the early 90s. This is like a 92. That's a lot of what you had in football in those days. And when any of you remember about 93 playoff came out with a card, and it was a different playoff than what now. I think Panini ended up, over the acquisitions and stuff, ended up with the playoff name, but it was a separate company back then, and they printed a card that was very, very nice, and at the time, compared to those Pro Lines and some of those cards, it was very, very premium looking. There's Chris Johnson on a Donruss Elite from 2013. Yeah, Pro Line kind of had that look like a set of cards you'd have made for your Pee Wee League or something like that. There's a Pinnacle. Pinnacle tried to be a premium brand. They just, to me, just never seemed to quite really pull it off. This is interesting, getting to see a lot of different cards for some years that I had not seen before, and kind of see what they look like. Yay, a checklist. Ampli. James Laurinaitis. Jimmy Johnson Pro Line. That looks like a score. And it is. Fleer 90. Very 90 Fleer in football. It looks like something you'd cut off of the back of a cereal box. Adrian Peterson. A lot of folks around here would probably like to have this card, because we suddenly had Minnesota Vikings fans when he got drafted by the Vikings around here. I don't think anybody around here ever followed the Vikings, and then as soon as Peterson went there, started seeing Vikings gear everywhere. And now we're seeing Cleveland Browns stuff. Everybody's wearing Cleveland Browns because of Baker Mayfield. All right, that's a kind of cool looking card of a nobody. And then we got a Tiki Barber. It's kind of retro looking. It's a Fleer 2000 Fleer, which I think is just your typical Fleer look. Not gonna wrestle with that pack. I'll risk it with a knife because I doubt I could hurt anything that's in here. Alright, we got Miles Boykin, Devin Singletary, Anthony Ratliff-Williams, DK Metcalf, and Drew Lock. So the one pack of 2019s we did not get anybody that's, I suppose if Drew Lock was the be decent, he'd been a quarterback, he could have some value. Alright, let's go ahead and bust open this second box and see what we got. Well, we got the good glue on that one. Now, I did see a couple of boxes that were hanging there that it was obvious somebody had kind of jimmied the bottom of it to see if they could discern what that pack was in the middle. And if they had have been able to, the leaf draft, and I'm sure anybody familiar with that figures they have trouble giving those packs away, and apparently they did. They gave a bunch away to Fairfield. But I grabbed this one because it had Roethlisberger on the front and a Donruss Optic from 2017. Not a bad looking card. Alright, let's see what we got here. This is kind of like going to a box from that you'd find at a flea market or something, just a box sitting there, and you didn't really want to take the time to look through it while you was there, so you take it home, and it's just a mixed bag of a little bit of everything, it looks like. And no doubt pretty much searched, so if there's any hits in here, they just went through and stuck them in there, and no telling. I'm really curious to see what they call a hit. Chester McLaughlin, defensive tackle. This looks like a Topps Finest from probably mid 90s, 97. Yep, when they were still doing that protector. Stadium Club, Brian Mitchell. Not even in football, Stadium Club is one of my favorite cards. I don't understand how they're just not everybody's favorite. They have the best looking pictures of any cards in my mind. They don't have, it ain't so much the glitter and the foil and the chrome and all that. It's just nice photography. Alright, this looks like a 93 Fleer Ultra. Looks like the baseball, same style. We got Wade Wilson. There's one of them Pro Lines. We'll just kind of start going here, and I'm not going to call them off unless just somebody that's notable. A lot of cards from the junk wax days when everything was overproduced, and no doubt that is a real 1978. Oh, very nice, pretty nice condition. Actually not. Kind of looks like rough around the edges, like you'd expect a 40-year-old card to look like. and not overly handled, but he was not a player of note. Gary Huff, yeah, he probably didn't get looked at very much. Fred McAfee, Stadium Club. A lot of upper decks been in here. A lot of those pro sets and pro lines. Really curious to see what they call a hit. Like a 90, maybe a 90, nope, 91 Bowman. Whoa. Flair Showcase. Wow. The 98. That's a cool card. Cool looking. Chuck Noll. Reggie Roby. Guy could boom it. Clay Matthews. Jim Harbaugh when he played ball. Jamie Miller. Slinging Sammy Baugh. Roger Staubach's NFL football set. So it looks like Roger Dodger lent his name to a set, and this was made by the Ted Williams Card Company. I actually had some of the baseball cards from the Ted Williams Card Company. So it looks like that company put out a set sponsored by Roger Staubach. Interesting. Sean Collins. Garrison Hurst. Nothing exciting. There's another Staubach card of Jim Otto. 00. Alright, there you have it. That's 2 boxes of Fairfield football cards. And obviously we did not grab any of the 2 we got were not part of the 1 in 4 hits. So just my luck. Oh, I like to forgot. We got another pack of Leaf Draft here. Let's just go ahead and open this and see what we got. Flashbacks, Butkus, Seals, Earl Campbell, Jared Stidham, and Brett Favre. Also, out of 5 cards, we get 3 flashbacks. So, nothing out of that one either. And really, all in all, probably the 2 coolest cards is Roethlisberger of the Donruss Optic and Charles Way. That is just a really neat looking card, but probably worth about a dime. All right, that's it. That's the Fairfield football boxes. And we'll do this again with baseball soon. So, all right, we'll see you guys next time.